I'm just going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, because I was successful at losing 44 pounds of menopause weight and I've kept it off for over 2 years, and you're getting a lot of bad information. There were like 3 things I legit had to stop doing in order to get the scale to budge. I'm going to share those 3 things with you, but listen, in my late 40s, I put on a ton of weight. It was like a runaway freight train. I kept having to buy bigger clothes. I kept having to get bigger shirts to try and cover this ring of fat around the middle. And at a certain point, there was just no large shirt action that was going to cover what was going on with this middle-aged spread. I had to get serious with myself and realize that the exercise that I had done my whole life, the way that I was eating my whole life, all the things, it wasn't working anymore. There were 3 things that I had to stop doing that all of a sudden the weight started to fall off like crazy. And I'm going to share that with you right now. Number 1, I had to stop doing all the high intensity cardio completely. So no more running every day, no more treadmill on an incline, no more HIIT training, circuits, boot camps, high knees, burpees. Bye burpees. I started walking for my heart health. I walk at a good clip and I focus on resistance training. Number 2, I had to stop fasting. Please hear me when I say this if you are over 40. Intermittent fasting is not for you if you are dealing with the weight gain runaway freight train scenario, okay? I don't care what you're hearing. This trend did me such a disservice. It made everything worse. And the reason why is because intermittent fasting has a tendency to raise cortisol for people who are already susceptible to that, namely you and me. The longer you fast, the higher your cortisol will tend to go. So it just did not work for me. So even though this is super duper trendy, I'm going to encourage you to not do that. Eat your freaking breakfast. Even if you don't like to eat when you first wake up, do your best to get back to balanced eating, 3 square meals, protein, healthy fats, fiber. Stop with all the trends and the restriction and the putting yourself in a box. Okay, enough said. Number 3, I had to stop eating so much processed freaking food. So for me, it's like the 80-20 rule. I really try and get 80% of my food from whole food sources. It made the biggest.
She's absolutely correct. And as a nutritionist who works with women in midlife to lose body fat and keep it off until they're 85 plus years old, these are the exact same recommendations that I give to my own clients that they need to dial in to lose body fat. More steps, less high intensity cardiovascular activity, more strength training to build and retain muscle mass, more whole foods, less processed foods, 3 balanced meals a day with protein, fat, and fiber that are bigger, more satiating meals that are actually going to balance your blood sugar. No fasting, because you already fast when you go to bed at night. You don't need to fast to lose body fat. Less alcohol, more sleep, and a calorie deficit on top of that if you still need it to lose body fat. These are the things that are actually going to help you improve your health and lose body fat and get control of this runaway freight train, as she said, as you head towards menopause.